September is here, and you know what that means. Football has returned. Man, I love football, and I know I'm not the only one. I love it so much so that I have some sort of control over my emotions. I'm a Bears fan, by the way, and as you know, we don't win much, but when we do, it's awesome. It makes me feel better and proud of my team. But when something sad happens for your team, like a late game interception or a bogus penalty, it can shift anyone's emotions from any fan base of the NFL. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the saddest moments that have happened. I'm only going to be talking about the modern era, so like the past 20 years or so. By the way, this is just my opinion, so feel free to share what you think are sad moments in the NFL down in the comments below. Also, I'm not going to be discussing players' injuries, I'm focusing more on the game aspect. Let's do this. Sticking close to home, I first want to discuss the Bears' double doink. Now back in 2018, the Chicago Bears were surprisingly good, finishing the season with a 12-4 record, which was awesome. We finished off the season on a high note, and were set to play the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card match at home. This is where things started to take a turn for the worse. The game began and the Bears defense was ruthless. They had the Eagles on lockdown, stopping them on the run and pass for the most part. Now things started to heat up in the fourth quarter. The Bears were down by 1 with less than 10 seconds left in the game. Our kicker at the time, Cody Parkey, had to secure a 43-yard field goal to win us the game. Now mind you, he made a 36-yard field goal earlier in the second quarter. Anyway, he lines up to kick the ball. It snaps. He kicks it. It goes slightly to the left. It looks like it can make it, but no. It hits the upright. Not once, but twice. And the ball bounces off of it. And we lose the game, just like that.
3-yard attempt from the right hash mark. And, he hits the upright again. That's impossible. And the Eagles run out into the field, but there's still 5 seconds. So they've got to get back. He does it again.
Following this devastating loss, the Bears would never be the same. The Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl that year. The Bears released Cody Parkey the following season. The city was both angry and sad. The kick was so controversial that Goose Island had a competition to win NFL tickets if you made a 43-yard field goal. And as you can guess, no one even came close to making it. This playoff game still hurts to remember. What could have been if that ball bounced in the uprights instead of out? Maybe the Bears could have won the Super Bowl, but who knows? It was February 5th, 2017 in Houston, and the world was about to see something historical, something that was never done before. The Falcons were destined to win the Super Bowl. I mean, how could you lose with a 25-point lead? Finally, the Falcons were going to be champions after being created in 1965, having never won a Super Bowl. But Tom Brady had other plans. Now I know this pains and saddens Falcons fans still to this day, and I don't blame them, but let me remind you what happened. The Falcons were playing really good. They were putting pressure on Tom Brady, sacking him multiple times and shutting down the run and pass game for most of the time. And their offense was doing amazing. Matt Ryan was playing exceptionally, passing the ball around, and their run offense was also really good. So what happened? By halftime, the Falcons were up 21-3, and it looked like the game was theirs to win. But as the third quarter came, the Patriots answered back by scoring a touchdown and cutting the lead a bit. In the fourth quarter, that's when the Falcons fans started to panic, with Tom Brady scoring a touchdown and getting the 2-point conversion, the game now being 28-20. Fourth quarter, boom, another touchdown, 26-28. They went for 2 and got it, 28-28, tied game. Let's go to overtime. This was when Tom Brady does what Tom Brady does. He went down the field, tossing it to James White, and he goes in, scoring a touchdown, winning the game.
19! Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Brady has his 5th! What a comeback!
The fans were devastated. They had a 25-point lead, and just like that, it was gone. This hurts me, man. I'm not even a Falcons fan, but wow, this hurts. The Falcons would never return to the Super Bowl after this. They declined heavily. And Tom Brady, he would go on as the first quarterback in NFL history to make a comeback like this in the Super Bowl. Amazing. Sticking with the Super Bowl theme and Patriots, we have one of the most unexpected and craziest moments in Super Bowl history, the interception. The Patriots really do like messing up other teams' chances of winning. Now, even before this game, everybody was excited to see Tom Brady go up against the best defense and most explosive offense of that year, the Seahawks. Both teams played pretty evenly, but Seattle's defense was better than New England's. But the saddest moment of the game came in the fourth quarter, with the Patriots being up 28-24 with 1 minute left, Seattle having the ball on the 2-yard line. Before we get to what happens next, before this play, one of the most insane catches that I've ever seen, and I think blew a lot of other people's minds. It was a catch made by Jermaine Kearse. It bounced off his leg and hand twice. It did not touch the ground at all. The catch was so important, because if he didn't catch it, then what came next would never have happened to Seattle. Russell Wilson snaps the ball quickly and throws the ball on a slant route to Ricardo Lockett, but out of nowhere, Malcolm Butler cuts underneath the route and intercepts the ball, winning the game for the Patriots.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal. Malcolm Butler, who almost made the phenomenal play that wound up in Percy's arms. There are flags on the field for a celebration. Amazing.
People to this day still don't understand why Seattle did not run the ball. They had Marshawn Lynch, one of the best, if not the best running back that season. He could have easily trucked his way into the end zone. Following these events, the Seahawks would never return to the Super Bowl, and haven't since then. Tom Brady would go on to win 3 more Super Bowls. Sorry, Seattle fans, but this one really does hurt. Okay, no more Tom Brady, I promise, but we do have one more Super Bowl moment. Moving on, we have Super Bowl 34, the Rams versus the Titans. The Titans were not known to be a very good team. They've had some good players in their history, but none could make it to the Super Bowl, like Steve McNair. What made McNair a special player was his pre-game naps. Yes, his naps. If he didn't sleep before the games, he wouldn't play well, or they would lose the game. So in the 1999 season, the Titans were on fire, going 13-3 and bulldozing their way through the playoffs and making their way into the Super Bowl. The show was set. The Titans with a high-powered offense versus the Rams with another high-powered offense. But the Titans wanted that win. They allowed only 9 points scored by halftime. Eventually, the Rams scored a touchdown, making it 16-0. But the Titans responded back by scoring 2 touchdowns and kicking a field goal, tying the game 16-16. The Rams scored a spectacular touchdown with only 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the game. It was now up to Air McNair to lead the Titans down the field.
1st and 10 from the 27. Warner back to throw. Rainbows the far sideline, and it is caught by Isaac Bruce. Makes a move to the 30, 25-20, and they won't catch him today.
Yes.
Touchdown Rams!
73 yards.
And amazingly, when it looked like McNair was going to get sacked on 3rd down, he escaped 2 defensive linemen and threw an incredible pass to advance down the field. On the last play of the game, with 5 seconds left, McNair passed the ball to Kevin Dyson. Just when it looked like he was going to score, Mike Jones makes a tackle, leaping at him, grabbing his legs. But Dyson continued to fight, extending his arms to try to make the ball go past the goal line. But sadly, he was short by 1 yard. The Rams defeated the Titans, and forever this moment will go down in history as the tackle. Following this loss, the Titans would never return to the Super Bowl. McNair would leave the team in 2006 and go with the Ravens, finishing off his career there, but once again not making the Super Bowl and losing in the playoffs, finally announcing his retirement in 2007. Sadly, in 2009, Steve McNair was found dead in his condominium. He was murdered by his girlfriend, who then committed suicide. To see a player with so much potential and a very good football career come so close to winning it all, rest in peace, Steve McNair. Okay, I know I said modern era, but the Browns are just sad. I'm sorry, Cleveland fans, but the Browns are a mess right now, especially with one of their players. Yeah, anyway, the Browns have not always been a bad team for everyone to make fun of, but back then, like the 50s and 60s, they won over 11 conference championships, but that was like 70 years ago. The Browns will always have a legendary history, but when it comes to the present, they'll always be a joke. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video is different from what I usually do, but I hope you enjoyed. Please consider subscribing, liking, and checking out some of my other videos. I'll link them down in the description. Once again, thank you. And also thank you so much for the recent support I've been getting. It really does mean a lot. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.